lab form, not having a lab form for each experiment will deduct from your lab rate. So that's the first thing you do is fill in the required information at the top of the lab form. Before starting the lab, only get one lab form at a time. Right? Lab forms do not leave the lab. Check the instructor's lab manual for corrections. That's not going to be required. The lab book is split into lab groups that contains one or more activity. A lab form is required for each lab group, not for each activity, right? Does that make sense? Are you okay? Y'all got a copy, y'all seen the lab form, right? When working in a team, team members must swap programmers and assistants responsibilities for each lab assignment. We already talked about that. Place a check mark beside each experiment procedure as you go through. Name each program with the instructor assigned lab number followed by the initial. We've already talked about that, right? So, yes. So what we need to do is, what do we say we're going to do? We're going to start it off with the initials of the programmer. And then what are we going to put? We're going to put the group number, like 6-1, and then we'll put another dash, and then we'll put the activity. That makes sense? Everybody want me to write that out? Yeah.
The activity number.
Yeah, when you save your file, right? Isn't that what it says? Isn't that what we're working on? When you save it? Okay. We'll start off with the initials of the programmer. Okay. And then we'll put what lab are we working in now? What's the lab group? 6-1, right? Right? And then you'd put the activity. So this is the lab group. This is the activity. I want you to name your file when you save it according.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and that way we know that's not initial program, that's your initials. Programmer's initials.
Oh, will program.
Then the program group, right? And the program group, followed by the what? Activity. Are we okay? Yes, no? Programmer's initials. And we'll put the what? Program group. Yeah, so right now, everybody's working on what? 6-1, that's the program group. And then 6-1 has two activities in it. So the first one you would call 6-1. The next one you'd call it 6-1-2, right? You understand? And then when you move to lab 7, you're going to use, and then we might have. Okay, that's fine. I understand now. So we're on activity 2. Like activity 1's homework, right? Okay, thank you. So the one you're working on is 6-2. We got labs for chapter 7. We got labs for chapter 8. We got a ton of labs. And I'm going to give you your lab. So you think y'all going to do just lab 6 and then y'all can go home? It is a lot of labs. Well, that's what we're going to start doing. So now we're going to start having lab every day. And when we have a test, we're going to have lab. We're going to have lab first before we take the test.
Oh, I thought you said something about putting the 1100 or whatever the number of the stations somewhere. They could put that on the map.
No, what we're gonna do is that from now on, you're gonna have a sign-off sheet in front. Cause you can see how hectic it gets and I get out of order. So what it's gonna do, what it asks you for is just one of the group comes up there, not both of you, and one of you signs saying, okay, we're ready for help or a sign-off, and then you put your station number on there, indicating where I need to come in. Kind of like we did with these, yeah.
Well, not just like we did.
Kind.
Hey, Rick, can we kind of reverse it? Can we take our test first and then do the lab? Because everybody, you know.
Well, if you take the test first and you finish early, you have to hang around. You cannot leave. You cannot go to lab. You cannot go to lab while people are taking tests because it just gets too confusing. If we take our tests at the end, if you get through early, what can you do? You can go. So if we do it in the class, we'll award. If we do it first, we'll say, okay, the test is going to go this long. When you get through with the test, you can get up, you can go down to the cafeteria, take a break, and then when the test comes over, you can come back up and you can start doing lab that way. We don't do lab while people are trying to take tests. You can see how confusing it was in there the other day, and I don't want to do that. So most of the people, and we can vote on it, we can do that. So let's vote on it. Do you want to take the test first and then not leave and then stay until the end of class or till the class ends, or do you want to take the test last, and if you get through early, you can go on? No, we can't. It's a mini term.
I mean, like, because I know you normally take them real early in the week, like on the Tuesday.
Well, if we move one.
Instead of Mondays to Wednesdays, because, I mean, you know, when weekends come.
Well, if we move one, the test is going to have to change. You're going to have more information on the test, and the tests are going to get longer. Okay? So the tests are set up on the material we cover basically in 4 classes. If we move it, that would be 5 classes, and it would be the material that we cover in 5 classes.
Don't go that way.
Wait, let's finish this first.
Okay.
So we're getting questions out of the way now. And what do y'all want to do? Y'all want to take your test first and hang around and take the test last?
Last we take it at 10 o'clock.
I don't know. It's on the calendar. I think y'all been looking at the calendar. That's something you need to check.
Monday.
It is Monday.
Can we do like some kind of review day class before the test?
No, I give out a written review. If you have any questions, you submit them to me. Let me know. I'll send it out I'll answer your questions that way. We just don't have time in this class to sacrifice a whole class doing review.
Whole class,
I need 15 minutes. I mean, we just don't have time. So that's why we give out written reviews. That's why we give out written reviews.
Hey, there can like.
And remember, assignment PT1 is due before you come in here. So you're going to find a lot of the questions on test 2 came off of test 1. So that's a perfect review to help you out.
So can, like when we submit our question, can we do it like on the class discussion board so everybody can see and everybody can kind of.
I can set up a class discussion, y'all. You can open up the class discussion. I'll put that up there if you want to. What usually happens is now you're going to have everybody trying to answer your question. If you submit the email to me, then I can answer the question, and I'm going to give you the answers that would be required on the test and not the opinion of another student. But I can set up a discussion board if you want to. It's not. No, we can't do that because they vary from semester to semester, and they're not practice tests; they're post tests. And that would be you're memorizing the test and you're not learning material. I think I told you about the guys on the test, took that test over and over, we made 100 on it, and then they took the certification and failed it. Because what did they do? They memorized the test. So we don't do it.
Oh, that's a certification?
We don't have a certification here. Eventually we will, but we don't have the equipment right now. So I am certified to give it.
We had a study,
Get together, guys. I can leave the lab open out there when I leave, and you can get together and y'all can do whatever you want to. Don't tear up the lab. But as far as studying or working on labs, cause I have to leave here at 12, I leave here around 12:10, I have to, especially today, we're going down to Brosen and picking up some equipment. I'll leave the lab locked, or not locked, I'll leave the door locked, and when you get ready to leave, you can leave. And so y'all can do study groups and stuff like that.
Are we gonna have a test and proof review?
A what?
Test to review.
It'll be online, right? I'll have to go in. I don't.
It's not right now.
No, it's not right now because I don't know exactly. I don't know how exactly where we're going to get through.
I rely on that.
Okay, guys, let's finish up. Let's make sure we understand this review. I don't want everything going crazy. A class this size, we have a lot of people up there. Everybody's trying to grab me, trying to do this, trying to do that. And so what we do is we set up procedures that we follow. And what it does, I know y'all hate it when you're somewhere and people break in line in front of you, right? You understand? Yes. So that's why we have the sign-off sheet. Okay. Everybody okay? When you need a line assignment, so when you need a lab signed off, what are you going to do? No, you're not going to get my attention. I will ignore you. Well, you're going to go up there and you're going to put your name on the what? On that sign-off sheet.
You got the paper in the sign-off sheet?
It will be as soon as we get down there. I'll run that off. We didn't do it the other day, right? But if you need help, and that way I take care of people the way they ask for it, right? You understand that? Does that make sense? And that's the only fair way I can do it. At every demonstrate your work in PLC program, what are you going to do when you hit these guys?
Demonstrate it.
You're going to demonstrate it. If you keep going, you just screwed up. Right? So come up there, put your name on your list, right? You understand, and I'll come back here and I'll check the program. Or where it says it. Each student must have a lab grade form for each lab group. Everybody understand that? Yes or no? Do not staple multiple lab groups together. Do you understand that? I'll have people that'll have 15 lab forms and all these lab groups connected together, and I have to do what? Take them apart. Completed experiments must be turned in with all required information drawing at the beginning of the next class meeting after the assignment. I don't know what that says. After the lab group has been completed. I don't know what that says. Late work. I do not grade all these labs at the end of the semester. What I started this for is I was teaching one class. A student hadn't turned in any labs. He walked in on the last day of class, turned in like 14 labs, and said, "What did I pass the class?" And I guess they.
No, not really.
Yeah, 14 labs. This, I don't remember. I just remember that specifically. I'm going to get, this is what I left off, guys. This is going to show you the exact labs. I'm going to get this out for you today. It shows all the labs that we're going to attempt to do there. Yes, I know. I thought this was supposed to be in the handout, but I gave you
Think we'll be able to do our own layout?
I hope so. We base the labs on the group. I'm gonna print this off and give it to you.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give this out to you guys. This shows you the deductions, how many points will be deducted for what. So what this does is show you all the deductions, how I go about grading the lab. So you'll know that up front too. I'll print this off and give it to you also. And this is an example of the lab form, but I think you're okay on that, right? Yes, no?
What is that on activity 1? What's it on?
What's that?
Okay, on lab, you got 5-1. What's that sign beside? Get rid of it.
This is the lab group 5-1, and then this is the activity number. That's I got this guy turned on.
Oh.
Oh, it's nothing. It just shows up when you turn on where you can see the codes like carries your turns and all that kind of stuff. So sorry about that. Well, that wouldn't be on the printer. And anybody in the class named Fernando Walker?